May I also start by acknowledging the traditional custodians upon the land which we gather and pay my respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and say Wominjeka. May I also acknowledge the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ian Martin, the official host of this evening's gathering, and thank him for his generosity on behalf of the University. Particularly, as mentioned, in these challenging times, it is important to come together in days like now, or in period like now, rather than in a year that is a bit more better. So I'm just trying to emphasise that it's important to come together in these difficult times, as we've been saying. I also want to acknowledge the many guests, many dignitaries in the room. Obviously, we have the Deakin University senior leadership team here with us, many academics both within and outside of the Deakin University. We also have some distinguished guests. I've got Ro Allen, I could see there, Chin Tan was here, Dr. Bob Derenbacher, and if I keep going, I'm going to read everyone's name out. But thank you, everyone, one and all, for joining us tonight on such an important evening. And as Fetty mentioned, this is our 14th, 15th or 14th, I lose track of the numbers, but around I'll go with Fetty's 15th Iftar dinner that we're co-hosting with the Deakin University, and we're privileged to be a part of this partnership, because it's very important to be able to come together on terms like this and share a meal, but also share a strong will and desire to work towards social cohesion and diversity, inclusion and acceptance. As mentioned throughout the evening, I think it's a good time, and I think the Vice-Chancellor also touched on it, during times that are challenging, it's a good time to sort of reflect and review why you're doing certain things. What you stand for and why are you on your particular journey. And it gave me a chance to review as to why we're involved in this dialogue activities. And I referred back to the Quran, which gives a very fundamental statement about, I guess, creation and our purpose of existence. And if I could just quickly read it, the Quran says, "O humans, we have created you from a male and a female and made you into nations and tribes so that you may get to know one another. Verily, the most honourable of you with God is the one who has the most taqwa," which means being God-conscious, being pious. But in a broader sense, it is the one who serves their fellow human being in times of need, because to serve God is to serve humanity. So getting to know one another, learning about our shared lived experience, finding more about why we are here and what we're meant to be doing requires deep listening. Listening with respect, seeking understanding, and ultimately acceptance for their individuality and their ideas, even if you disagree, as mentioned here on the panel tonight, to listen at least in a respectful way, and at least have a civilized conversation where you can at least contest their ideas, but doing it in a due manner. Obviously, the conflict overseas has reminded us that dialogue in difficult times is a must. We do need to come together. However, we do need to be sincere in our gatherings. We need to use these platforms to express agency, share ideas, and also with this gathering, use it as a chance to grow more about ourselves and also get to hear what the other person's saying, because, like Rumi says, in order to speak, one must first learn to listen. So learn to speak by listening. So by listening, we are also expressing and reverberating empathy, compassion and concern, because they also have a right to share their space with us, and through that we're able to hear with our hearts what is coming from their hearts. So listening with respect, as mentioned up here, is very important, and from that gathering, from those conversations, we can then at least start working towards trying to find solutions. We may not be able to solve every solution, but the important thing, and it's been mentioned again here tonight, is having that will. It's will that got the conflict underway, and it will be will that will bring ceasefire. So until we have that will, and that will hopefully be harnessed through conversation and dialogue, we have to work towards increasing people, or give them courage to have that will to be able to come together and be able to work towards at least a ceasefire. So in terms of just concluding, I won't keep you too long because it's been a relatively long night. Again, formally like to say thank you to Deakin University for setting the bar and putting on a wonderful dinner. I want to thank all of you for joining us during this sacred time in Ramadan. It's a very special time for the Muslims, so thank you for joining us. And I also want to say thank you to Megan Salzberger for putting on this evening. She did a lot of the heavy lifting, all the planning behind the scenes, and her ADI and her team. Plus the members from the ADI team who helped to make tonight a reality, and Tanya Dean from our side from making tonight event a success. Huge thank you to all our caterers and staff who looked after us. Thank you very much for your wonderful hospitality. Thank you all again for joining us tonight. I hope we can do it again next year. Have a great evening. Thank you.